You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakney.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Brandon Blakney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV, back at it again. Jeez, your boy need a haircut. I know it's getting rough out here, man. I just might have to drive to Georgia for a cut, you know what I'm talking about? Anyways, appreciate y'all tuning in. Got another dope episode. Got some more music coming y'all's way. My guy, Joe Alma, country star, doing a little bit of alternative rock as well, indie rock. Got his band, Carolina Sky, so definitely hyped to have him on. Talk about the music scene a little bit. We more than just rap now, so y'all chill out. Also, we got my guy, Coach Mike Russell on. No secret that the Wake Forest job is open right now, so we got a chance to rap with him. He's a head trainer at CP3, Chris Paul's Basketball Academy, so knows the program, knows a lot of great players. Spoke about that, the G League throwing out these bags, and much more, so definitely tune in. Can't wait to dive into it. It's been a interesting week, another week on quarantine. She's trying to keep the content coming for y'all, so make sure y'all check out the last week's episode as well, featuring Chris Meadows talking about the North Carolina music scene, rap, R&B, pop, and that nature. Got Charlotte also doing it in Greensboro, and we also had Coach Rusty LaRue hop on. He was a rookie on that team with the Chicago Bulls in '98, so we had to talk a little bit of Jordan. We got some more Jordan talk as well this week, because all the old heads still talking, and I'm still sticking by it, man. I'm still singing by King James. Still sticking by the GOAT, man. But, hey, Jordan doing his thing. He got, it's 10, so we got 6 more episodes to persuade me. And shout out to all y'all that really ruined it and saw it illegally, man. Don't be doing no spoilers or none of that, because I ain't going for it. Appreciate y'all tuning in. With no further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this interview with my guy, Joe Alma. And shout out to all my fans out there that love good music. We got it. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Brandon Blakney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Got another dope episode for y'all today. Got a special guest, my guy, Joey Alma, a.k.a. Joe
What's
Alma.
up?
Alma. Stay and Joey, appreciate you joining us today, man. I know you're a busy guy. Go ahead and shout out to the people.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, Brandon. LB. I'm going to call you LB still. Sorry. That's cool, I hope. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on. It's an honor. I'm blessed. But yeah, let's dive in, man.
Hey, man, I've been happy to have you on. So you got your Carolina gear on. I know you're a diehard.
This is my band shirt, actually. But yeah,
that's dope though.
Yeah.
You guys got the Carolina.
Yeah, well,
so I know,
man. Yeah.
You were telling me. I know you were big in the country even when we were back in school.
Yeah.
But you were saying that you guys do all kinds of genres as well. Tell us about, kind of you guys' style and what you guys are doing.
Man, we kind of do literally a little bit of everything. We'll play Johnny Cash and then play Lizzo. Like we play, legit everything. So it just kind of depends on what venue we're at and what the people there want to hear. I mean, most of our shows start out, we'll play a couple songs and then I'll walk out and be like, what do you want? I'll just point out people and ask what they want to hear. And, because our business, we're still, we do our own music, but we're still kind of in the, we're trying to make the bar money. Mm-hmm. So the people that are there, we want to make sure that they have a good time and they stay and they spend their money at that bar or venue or restaurant or wherever it is that we're playing. It's all about, making sure everybody has a good time. And, we'll sprinkle in some of our own songs and stuff, but, there'll be a night where we don't play but 2 or 3 country songs. Like we could play a whole show and hardly play any country, and then we could play just country. So, our guys, we've been together for almost 4 years, most of us. So, we know such a wide range of genres and songs and all that. So we can do whatever people are into, really.
Bro, how do you say y'all go from Johnny Cash, who I also listen to, Lizzo, haven't heard so much, but I know she's talented. Like, how do y'all?
We only know one Lizzo song, but
Okay, I was like, how do y'all manage those genres? Do you feel like it makes y'all more versatile and helps down the road?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, because someone will reach out to us or we'll be trying to get into a new venue, in certain areas. And, there's a bunch of the bars that are like, oh, we're a country bar. Like, they have, the whole country western scene going on there. So you go in there, you have to play some country, obviously. And then we've had instances come up where we're trying to get in somewhere and that bar says, y'all are too country. And I'm like, no. Like we could play Backstreet Boys, Lizzo, like Ozzy Osbourne, like we play all kinds of stuff. It's just like our band has a rock sound to it. A lot of my guys, Christian Reardon's my guitar player, or our guitar player, I shouldn't say mine, but Joe Jaworski plays bass and Aaron Taylor plays drums, and they all kind of grew up with different backgrounds. Christian and Aaron, I would say probably more towards like heavier rock, and Joel's kind of all over the place like me. So we kind of all have, different tastes, but it always comes out sounding more rock oriented. Even when we play Johnny Cash, it sounds like rock. And when we play Lizzo, it sounds like rock, but it is that song, and the people in the audience will, they recognize, oh, that's Lizzo. Like that's funny. Like people think it's funny or whatever, but it makes them have a good time. And that's really like why we do it. I promise you, we don't do it to make money, because there's not a whole lot of money in it. Like I still, right now I'm not because of the coronavirus, but I work full time and do, 2 or 3 shows a week because it's what I enjoy doing, obviously. But, it's fun for sure.
What kind of places do you guys usually typically play as far as demographic? What kind of age range groups do y'all attract? And also, I wanted to ask on top of that as well, you said that you guys have like a rock sound. Do you think that your music, the songs that you guys write, come across as that way as well?
Well, to the first question, the demographic, it depends on the bar, we play all over. We play around Wilmington, like Carolina Beach, Leland, Castlehane, some places downtown every now and then. And then we play Jacksonville a lot, Emerald Isle, Myrtle Beach, Virginia Beach, just all over the place, mostly along the coast. But we play Raleigh every now and then too. And we play a lot of the same bars. Like normally we'll play a bar and we'll try to play it once and then book the rest of the year. Like some places we play at once a year. Once a month. Mm-hmm. So we get the same bars. So we kind of have a feel like when we go in there, like we're like, okay, obviously this bar has a younger crowd. So we'll play like Blink-182 and Nickelback and like that kind of stuff. Or if we're playing somewhere like Carolina Beach, it's normally more like, they're more into like country and southern rock, and we know that going into it. So we do that. And it's like that aspect is like, and it can vary. Like one night we play the same bar, the next, we play, there's a place in Carolina Beach we play called Beach Bums. We play there 2 nights. And from Friday night to Saturday night, it'll be a completely different crowd and play completely different stuff. So it's really just, you just got to read the crowd. Like if we're playing country and you look out and everybody looks miserable, then you're like, okay, play something different. That's when you play Lizzo, make people laugh. But the second question, like our original music, I don't know how it comes out. Like, right now we have, I think 5 or 6 songs written. We only have one that has been through the studio and been recorded, and it's on Spotify. And that song, well, it's on I think it's on all that stuff. I'm not tech savvy. We talked about this earlier, but our originally have out, I sent it to all my friends and wanted to get feedback on it. And one of the funnier things that the comments that I got on it was, it sounds like Tim McGraw and Blink-182 mixed together.
That's interesting.
It's, and I like both of them, but, basically how we write is my guitarist and drummer, they will kind of get the feel of the music down. And like I said, they kind of have more of the rock background. Mm-hmm. And then me and the bass player will kind of work on the lyrics, and we'll get help from Christian and Aaron as well on the lyrics. But, we mainly write the lyrics. And so our background and their background kind of, I guess that's where the Tim McGraw Blink-182 thing kind of like hit. And it's, it might be a different sound, but, it's what we sound like. And I don't have a problem with it, but, and, we're still kind of experimenting with how we sound too. Like, we've been playing together for so long, but when you play covers all the time, when it's time to sit down and, you know, work on your own stuff, you're like, how do we sound? Because, you know, like when I sing a country song, I might, you know, project my voice differently than when I'm singing like Aerosmith or something. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like I have to, you know, even when I'm working on original stuff, I have to kind of get in my mind like, this is what I sound like. I'm not doing karaoke at Tokyo right now. Like I'm not trying to sound like this person or that person. Mm-hmm. I'm singing this. So, you know, it always comes out, you know, different, but it yeah, I'm excited about our new music that we're working on, and whenever this current stuff's over with, hopefully we'll get some of that stuff in the studio, and hopefully y'all will be able to hear it. But we do have one on Spotify right now. It's called "In the Stars." It's
okay, tell us about that one.
It's a cool song. You know, we kind of wrote it in a hurry because we got thrown into this like battle of the bands thing for yeah, it was cool. It was fun. It was kind of like a popularity contest, and we were.
Yeah. I saw one of those on School of Rock one time, so I kind of got.
Yeah, it wasn't as cool as that. I'm afraid Jack Black wasn't there, but it was funny because it was like a Facebook vote thing, and we were like 7th or something like that and you had to be in the top 4 to make it. Mm-hmm. But like somebody had voted Kane Brown like a million times, so Kane Brown wasn't going to go, and some of the other bands weren't from West Carolina, so we backed our way into it. But it was a fun experience, and you know we were working on a song, so we kind of like tried to push it out as quickly as we could and get it recorded. And they played it on the radio station up there in Raleigh, 94.7 QDR.
What was that like hearing yourself on the radio, man? Like
that was really cool, really cool. And they did the little interview and stuff, so that was fun. You know, we're blessed to even have that that opportunity. It's really cool, and even this kind of stuff is really cool to me, and I enjoy doing it because it's like, to me, like I don't think I'm cool. Like I think I'm lame, but hey, like people reach out and they want to do this kind of thing, and it's awesome. It means that right. You know, some of our hard work
that
pays
humbleness
off.
is going to carry you in this business.
So that's where it is. Like we don't see ourselves as anything like. Well, I don't. I mean, I think my band is awesome. Like without my band, like you wanted me to play a song, I'm gonna play it, but it's not gonna sound as cool as when the guys play it. They make me sound like, you know, way better than I am. And that's the cool thing. I mean, they, you know, as a band, we're trying to make it, but it's, you know, it's kind of hard because, like I said, you know, we're trying to play, like when we're out at the bars trying to play our songs, we're trying to play stuff that catches the crowd's ear, you know, like AC/DC and this and that, and then we'll play one of our songs and people, it's not that, maybe not that they don't like it, but they don't recognize it. So they're like, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, or I'm gonna go to the bar and get another drink or whatever. But normally when people hear it, they give positive feedback, and so it's not, you know, I don't take it personally per se, but you know, it's we're working on it for sure.
Well, you said you had a little something prepared for us, so why don't you go ahead and give us a sample?
Okay, just a little. I'm not prepared at all.
Ooh, the acoustic version too, y'all. We getting spoiled today.
Oh, I would never sing without a guitar. I don't think you want to hear that. All right, I'll try to do a little bit of it, and then I'll let you go. I know you got better things to do than to listen to me. So here we go.
Hey, let's tune in.
All right, this one's called "After the Rain." You know, like I said, Christian and Aaron helped write the music of it, which I'm not going to do any justice because I'm not a great guitar player. But yeah, me and Joel wrote the lyrics to it, so hopefully y'all enjoy it. Hopefully I don't jack it up. I haven't warmed up perfectly, so here we go.
Oh,
okay. Sweet. I know you can't see a thing. Miles and miles of drive. Finally making my way home. I've been away from you, girl, for far too long. Need your touch, yeah, I need you now. Well, I'm gonna lay it down. I just don't know how. I could go another minute without you. The skies are gray, but your light shines through. But when it all comes down on me, and I've been beating black and blue. Only you can make me see. The storm will pass, as clouds will part. The you keep on loving this drifter's heart. Just from the sound of you whispering my name, I know you'll be here after the rain. You made me weak, yeah, you made me strong. You give me somewhere that I belong. You always know exactly what to say. So brighten up my darkest days. Nothing's going right, going crazy, but your love always saves me. When it all comes down on me, and I've been bleeding black and blue. Only you can make me see. The storm will pass its clouds apart as you keep on loving this drifting heart. Just from the sound that you whispering my name, I know you'll be here after the rain. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. This is a little bit
Hey, we definitely appreciate it, man. That's the thing I love about rock, man. There's always a dope story behind the music. Yeah. I always loved listening to the lyrics.
Oh yeah, that's the lyrics. That's my favorite one we've worked on so far for sure. But whenever it gets out, it'll sound way cooler. Like the music instrumental part of it's cool. I can never think of the right word to say there, but yeah.
Well, I know you've been doing your thing on the Facebook Live. Definitely tell them where else that they can find you as far as keeping up with you guys, the band, the journey.
Yeah, so right now, obviously, we're not doing any shows because all the bars and all that are shut down. But our website is carolinaskymusic.com. That's carolinaskymusic.com. Our Facebook's on there. Our Instagram's on there. Follow us on there. Check it out. Like I said, Spotify. If you have Spotify, type in the Stars, Carolina Sky. Our song will pop up. And yeah, my Facebook's Joey Alma. Check it out on there for right now. That's how I'm doing most of my stuff, doing Facebook Live videos, taking requests and doing all that. And
you've been getting some love on there. Y'all definitely check them out.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for having me, Brandon. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing good and all that. And hopefully we'll see y'all soon. Hopefully we'll come out and party away when this is all over.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I need those backstage passes ASAP.
We'll get some VIPs, man.
Hey. Well, you be safe, bro, and definitely I appreciate you, and I'll make sure to tag you and everything whenever I put it up.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much for having me, man.
Hey. Welcome back, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the interview. Me and my guy go way back to the college days. That's accurate days. But glad to catch up with Joey. He's doing some big things. Make sure y'all stay tuned. And all my viewers that are down there by the beach, down in the Wilmette area, make sure to go take in a show, man. Get a little rowdy, you know what I'm saying? So next up, we switching it to the sports scene. A lot of news. Let's fix the browse real quick. A lot of news going on in the sports world. If y'all didn't, definitely check out my NFL draft stuff where I explain why I think the Cincinnati Bengals won the 2020 draft on the rundown with Desmond Johnson. Definitely check that out. Hear some more NFL talk because I cover it all. You did. We had Coach Mike Russell come on, head of the CP3 Academy, to really just discuss what's going on in the hoops culture right now. A lot of commitments going on. Wake Forest, that job is open, and we all have an opinion on who should be there and on who the hell they should be recruiting. They got a big recruit, though, from Virginia Tech, a local kid, Isaiah Chico Wilkins. So we'll talk about that, get Coach Mike Russ's take on that as well. And The Last Dance and all things hoops, man, that's going on. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hate that we're not getting to do our athletes of the week, but if you do have an athlete of the week or an athlete that you want to have featured, definitely reach out. Cause, we definitely still know that it's recruitment time and people still trying to get out there. Hate that we're not doing our thing this year with AAU travel season. We usually be locked into the gym with Phenom Hoops. Unfortunately, can't do it this year. But y'all stay tuned. And also stay tuned for the press conference that the NCHSSA is having to talk about what they're going to do with all these state championship basketball teams. They're going to do co-champions or, how they're going to resolve that. So y'all definitely stay tuned. I think that pretty much covered all the big sports topics that I can think of at this moment. If we missed it, we'll get it next time. But I appreciate the support, and y'all stay tuned. We're about to dive into this interview with Coach Mike Russell. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Got another banger for y'all on the way. Got a very special guest, coach and basketball director, Mike Russell. Coach Mike, appreciate you joining us, man, head of the CP3 Academy.
Thanks for having me, man. And before we get started, B, man, real quick, I want to give you a shout out. Man, we was kind of, doing the thing with Winston Watch, man. I remember you first stepped on the scene and you was driven, you had a vision, man, and kind of see what you're doing today is cool, man. So big kudos to you. Keep doing your thing, man. And thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, much appreciation. Them was the days in the trenches down there, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Big grinding ever since, man. It's just fun to be a part of the community, man. I know it's a really tight-knit community, and I know as far as like openings and everybody's really just trying to promote the next person, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about it. Everybody's trying to get better. Everybody's working together as far as showcases, high school events, hoop cities and stuff like that. So it's dope to see, honestly.
Yeah, man. Winston, man, we gotta put as many eyes on it and attention as we can get it, man. And we'll do that collectively. The more we have on board, doing it for the city, doing it for the youth, and man, it's a beautiful thing when it's all working together. So I'm down, man. I'm down to chip in and help out any way I can.
Now I know, speaking of the youth, that you've been involved with the CP3 Academy, and you guys train and build up some of the best basketball players around the city. The AAU team, Team CB3, also works out there as well. So you see all kinds of talent. You guys host clinics, events, and not just for elite, guys that are trying to go pro and all this and that. Anybody can come in there, and get a lesson, get a workout. Just speak on you guys' influence on the city, how you guys have continued to just maintain a good relationship, but also teach the game the right way.
Well, man, first off, shouts to CP. CP, man, he put that gym there around about 5-6 years ago. And, it started off to be a thing where it's strictly for Team CP3, which is the elite AAU program. That's where they were going to do a lot of their practicing and things like that. But, Chris started thinking, back when we were growing up, man, we had the Central Y, kind of vision moved on to let's see if we can do something that kind of resembled, that upbringing where, we kind of had that family feel. Everybody's kind of, the same age. We had some older guys, kind of everybody just kind of grew up, in that whole environment. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of what we've been trying to build there, man. It's just it's a place to, train, get better, but we want it to be the place that, a real Winston Hooper call home, so if he go off to college, go off to the pros, whatever, when he come back home, let's get some runs down at CP3. Let's get some training, get some work in down at CP3. So, just want to build that staple in the city and just make it, something that kids can come back to, some kids can grow up under, but just, being that vessel, man, to really help these kids out. And the biggest thing, man, we really enjoy is, well, me personally, just being a lead developer, I get to talk to the kids a lot about, our character focused and really trying to make sure these kids are good people even after they start playing. And that's one of the biggest things, Chris, prides himself on, who he is on the court and off the court. And you can kind of see some of the things he does in the NBA off the court, just being a leader amongst the players and all that good stuff. So, it all kind of ties in, man. Chris, he kind of leads the way, sets the example, and we come in and just kind of, relay that message to the kids that comes down there and participates in our program and all that good stuff. So, man, we enjoy it. Me being able to say I, teach basketball for a living is pretty cool. And it's definitely something I look forward to every day. And it's been rough, man, during these times not being able to get down there. So, but we getting through it. We trying to do some things, over the internet as far as selling some online classes and doing some
Yeah,
live
yeah.
classes to, keep the kids engaged and, just let them know we right there with y'all, man. We missing the gym but we're going to try to do any and everything we can to try to, stay connected to the game during these times, man.
Yeah, I know. It really has. It's weird because this is really the busy time. AAU season.
Yes.
Everybody
Yeah.
used to traveling, getting it in. It's a lot of kids that's used to being recruited right now. College coaches not able to make those trips, and we also been seeing a lot of openings and a lot of eyes are on Winston-Salem right now with the Wake Forest offer ACC school being open right now, and just from a hoops head perspective and being, around the program, attending games and stuff like that, when Wake Forest is jumping, the city's energy is different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. And it's been rough. It's almost like we as Wake fans, we kind of, get to this point where it's like, every 4 or 5 years we'll get our class. But, it's been a little bit more of a drought this year. We've had some pretty good players leave early and,
yeah,
I wouldn't say prematurely, but they could have used another year, in my opinion, but, it is what it is. And, Coach Manning, man, he and all the coaches across the country, they do their best trying to, maintain a program with things like that happening. You put a lot of expectations in a certain class or a certain player. They end up leaving early, man, and it leaves you. Yeah, it leaves you in a tough spot to try to replace that because special players, they don't come around every year. So
true.
But as far as Wake, man, to be honest, I compare it to like women and like it's like as a man you might see a woman and she looks good.
True,
She
the
looks
Insta
good.
baddies.
yes, man. But once you kind of you put yourself where you start looking for love in all the wrong places, so it might look pretty, she might look pretty, but she might not have your overall best interest at heart. She might be maybe a little self-absorbed, and it's not all her fault. The pros and the money is real attractive, so you've been an 18, 19-year-old kid trying to make these decisions, or even 17, trying to decide where you can go to school is tough because a lot of these big time programs, they allow you that that vision where this school could possibly really help me out in getting drafted. So Wake Forest, man, it's a tough place to to really get out there on that national stage. I know Chris, when he was there, he had him jumping, number one in the country, and it was different then. But now I just think Wake Forest, man, I think they really should focus on finding winners, and it's tough because, a lot of these schools, they shop one and done players. And, when you're trying to rebuild a program, I don't think that's the route you should go. I think you should really kind of get out there, grind, and really see if you can find really good glue guys and winners, loyal people, man, that's really going to come in there and have that vision of rebuilding the program, not necessarily for their own personal gain. It's almost as if they really want to do something great for the school. So, and that's even tough to find nowadays too, man, because again, it's just a real, it's a real individual thing now. Team doesn't get preached as much, but whoever they get in there, I think they should really focus on, going after some really good, loyal, hard-nosed 4-year guys. I would kind of stay away from the sexy one and dones and really build a winning program. And maybe, a few years down the line, those sexy prospects will look at Wake Forest like, hey, I want to go down there and be a part of that culture. So we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes.
How do you, in your opinion, you guys have had kids come through there, go to all kinds of colleges. It seems like Wake Forest, now they have to recruit with not only the ACC schools, like, the North Carolina, Chapel Hills, the Dukes, most times they're not even going after the same prospects as Duke or the NC States they're recruiting against, but also they're losing out to schools like UNCG and High Point now. as well. How do you compete with that as far as recruitment, getting on the trail, and making Wake Forest relevant, making them the sexy pick again?
Well, I think what Wake Forest does, they get caught up in those McDonald's All-Americans and, the top-ranked players. And, they put a lot of attention towards those players. So the ones where the kids I'm talking about, they might be, fly under the radar too long to the point where they fall in love with the UNCGs because they're showing them attention, and like I said, you can't blame Wake Forest for, shooting for the moon.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, again, that comes back to priorities and really what you're trying to do. If you're trying to make a quick splash, 1 year with a couple really good recruits,
mm-hmm.
I think they're kind of sacrificing, success down the line by maybe not going to get some of those under the radar players that maybe more fit your program as far as winning basketball, opposed to just kind of putting the country on notice that Wake Forest just got in one of the top recruiting classes in the country. Like, that's cool, but that's only for that year. Now it's
exactly
the next year. Who you bringing in this year? Because those guys are gone now. So I don't know, man. It's been a few players.
Yeah.
I will start off the first one with a guy like Mike Hughes, man. Mike Hughes, he played at Winston-Salem Prep.
Lit Duke up ass. God, lit Duke up.
Score, and can do a little bit of everything. And he's just a winner. But I think it's our overall stock in our basketball and the style we play around here, Winston, man. We're real team-oriented.
Mm-hmm.
We pride ourselves on our toughness. And those type of intangibles, man, they just really get overlooked by, the ACC schools and a lot of other programs like that. So, you go Mike, you go Davian Williamson.
And that's crazy you said Mike first, because me and Chris Lee had this talk all the time about guys they missed out on. And Davian is a name we always bring up, bro, like always.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I seen that kid, man, go head-to-head with Devon Dotson. Devon Dotson, he's one of the top players over there at Kansas now. He played with Jeff McGinnis and Team Charlotte, a few years ago. And Dev is a great player. But I watched Davian, and it was like, okay, all right. Yeah. So, like, and it's crazy to see him go to East Tennessee State. But, I think that's where Davian felt wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most, the biggest thing.
You get those guys, the Will Dillards of the world, all these kids that are in these mid majors now lifting these programs up.
Yeah, and Wake Forest, they kind of had to see Chico. They had to see Isaiah Wilkins. It's like, oh wow, okay, let's see if we can go back and get him. And better late than never. I'm glad Chico left back here in Winston. But yeah, man, you just kind of look up and you miss out on some really good players that were just looking for that opportunity to come in and show what they could do. They might not have the stats and all that sexy stuff that a lot of these recruiters look for, because that's what I think, man. I think a lot of recruiters, man, they recruit on YouTube, they recruit through highlight films, and they recruit through numbers. Sorry about that.
No, you fine.
But yeah,
you busy man.
No, it's not that, babe. I allow my daughter. She's been using the computer for a little Zoom dance classes.
Oh, okay.
We got to get them back in school, B.
I think that's their advice. Send them back.
But yeah, man, it's tough. But man, I think that's part of the real reason why I do what I do. I want to bring as much attention to Winston basketball as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them know, man, that we have some talent. But, we have something that's needed if you're talking about winning games, man. That's heart, that's toughness, and I think that's what epitomizes Winston basketball. So maybe one of these days, we can really get that pipeline going to where, these guys really come to Winston and try to get some more players.
Well, I know you had mentioned a name, and it slipped my mind. Chico, Isaiah Wilkins, made the move from Virginia Tech to Wake, and it was a guy that really blew up with you guys' AAU program, bet on himself, and earned some really good offers. How important is that for them to land a hometown recognizable name like that, with all these kids jumping ship and them still not knowing who the coach is, to lock in somebody like Chico?
Well, it's huge, man, because Chico and CP3, they, that's one of the better programs in the country. Start talking about EYBL year in and year out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're in a time where a lot of kids, they look for somebody else to make it look cool first. So, you might look up and you might see a Chico like, oh, okay, he went to Wake. It must be something down there. Let me go see what Wake Forest is all about. Then you get down here and you kind of fall in love with the whole environment. You know what I'm saying? If you're not looking for that, big time, huge campus type feel, like Wake Forest is more, that family feel and small community. And, some people, they like that, so I think it's big moving forward, man, because we have a lot of talent in North Carolina, man.
It's kind of crazy. Like, you can't feel bad for the college teams that are slumping because there's so much here.
No, it is, man. And I'm telling you, and, you look up now as far as rising juniors, you might have 3 as far as the ESPN is top ranked in the top 25 right here in North Carolina. So, and that goes back to what you were saying as far as Wake Forest having to compete with, North Carolina, Duke, and all that good stuff. But, somebody like Chico, man, he played within the program. He went to B-Tech, came back to Wake. That's a good look for Wake, and I can't wait for him to get out there and show what he can do with more of a role on the team. So we'll see how it does pushing forward. But, nobody pushes Wake Forest more than Chris to his players.
Oh, yeah.
They don't always listen. But, Jalen Horde, he was one of them. He left early. He played within the CP3 program. That was another kid that really was a good look for Wake. So
sister pretty good down there now, too.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So, but again, man, whoever they get, to come in and coach that team, they should really focus on North Carolina. If they wrap the state up and really, grind with right here in their own backyard, I think they can come up with some really good players. And then, you maybe move out and see if you can find a sleeper here or a big time player there. But I just wouldn't go after the big time names and then just kind of, leave these guys under the radar, just kind of floating. So, but I'm excited for Wake, man. I think we needed a change. Even though Danny did some good things just this past season, but we'll see what it looks like moving forward.
And Coach Manning definitely got to say always kept it 100% classy, even just covering them guys, man. No matter what the score was, his mood was pretty much the same. Came out, a lot of coaches ain't like that. They ain't trying to talk after a tough loss. So definitely shout out to him for that.
Nah, absolutely, man. Danny, stand-up dude, man. And he was just, one of those guys where, his career speaks for itself, so, losing games or, whatever the case may be, I don't think it was a situation where it was going to deter, who he is as a person and what he can bring to a program. So he was just in a tough situation, man. North Carolina and Wake Forest, man, it's tough here, and I think he did the best job he could do. But I really think we need to focus a little bit more on some of these guys right here in our backyard, definitely.
Who's I know there's been a lot of names and everybody is just really sold on Wes Miller. That's a name that I've talked to my guy Chris about for years. But who's some guys you might want to see them talk to, or maybe somebody you think could come in and really succeed here in, like you said, ACC country, man? You can't be a slouch.
Honestly, man, I might sound a little biased, but I really think John Adams.
Oh yeah, Coach John, the truth.
I mean, seriously, if you look up some of the players that he's coached in the past 5 or 6 years, you're talking about, Big Ten, Big East, ACC, pro players, like where he might not have the college coaching experience, he still has those relationships that he's built, just throughout the time he spent with CP3, where I really think he could help get some kids in there. And John is the type energy I think Wake Forest needs. I think they need an upbeat guy that's just, getting after it every single day at practice. Yeah. John doesn't take days off. When John's locked in, man, he goes super duper hard and whatever he's doing. So But Wes Miller, man, he's another guy. I've known Wes for a long time. He has that same energy.
Both these young guys really pushing them.
Yes, man, and I think that's what Wake Forest needs. I think they need a guy that can just really come in there and just show the players that, man, we're trying to do something special here, and it's gonna take some sacrifices. It's gonna take some different type of energy to get it done. But as far as the rest of the candidates out here, man, it's tough, man, because it's like a coaching carousel. It's like the same coaches, same opportunity. So I wouldn't mind seeing a nice splash like Wes Miller or John Adams get thrown.
Shake it up, man.
Yeah,
Shake
man.
it up a little bit.
Chance, man. And, ain't no worse than what we got going on now. So, but we'll see. We'll see.
So I know you've been checking out The Last Dance, man. It seems like everybody over 35 is in my inbox telling me how great Jordan is ever since I said LeBron was the GOAT one time. So I just want to get your opinion as far as the documentary. What have you thought about it? Has it portrayed the realness in the real life for the people that wasn't there, the Jordan crazies out there? Is it portraying that buzz the right way, you think, or was it even crazier? And what do you think about the documentary so far?
Well, I don't know, man. It's kind of going both ways because the big time Michael Jordan fans, which myself, I'm one of them. I love LeBron. I love Kobe. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace. I love those guys, man. But I just think it's Jordan and everybody else. But that's not the question. Jordan, for the Jordan fans, I think, it's kind of being solidified that he was the best. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, you get digging in some of these other episodes where you see Pippen out, you see Rodman out, and you see the struggle. And I think some of the LeBron fans, it's like, he couldn't win without those guys. But I enjoy that because I've never liked how Jordan somehow symbolized individualism. It's like Jordan got it done and he did this and he did that all by himself. And, just being a coach and a guy that teaches team every day and, teamwork, it's a team game, man. So I kind of enjoyed, Rodman and Pippen and those guys and Steve Kerrs and all the guys that, really played a part in making that an overall team. I just like the attention that they're getting now. So it just kind of let people know, man, that, Jordan was nice.
Yeah, but, and that boy Rodman was a wild man. I ain't know about that.
yes, he was, man. But, that's what they needed. They needed somebody like Rodman that could give them that edge and kind of match, Mike's psycho crazed just on another end because, Rodman was a psycho rebounder. Mm-hmm. It's like whatever I need to do to get this ball, I'm going to do it. I'll lay out horizontal third row. I'm going to get it. And Jordan was like that as far as the scoring. And Pippen was like that as far as the defense. So you just had these psycho personalities just getting after it every night, man. And it made them virtually unbeatable. You're going to 17, 72, and 10. So, but, I've enjoyed it, man. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I think that was something that needed to be told because some of these kids, man, they could be disrespectful. I'm 37. It's like, Tony Kukoc, who is that? What?
The mailman, right? They calling all these dudes postmen, janitors.
It's like, yo, come on, man. Y'all gotta know some of these guys. Like, but it's been good though, man. I've enjoyed it. And the biggest thing with it, I really think, as far as the team, man, they had an understanding. Mm-hmm. Like they understood who the best player was. They understood who the number 2 was. They understood Rodman and what he needed to do and what he was, the baggage that he brought. Like everybody had an understanding. So it's like, get Dennis, let him go to Vegas for a couple of days. It was understood. He needed that. So with that type of understanding, man, the message is always clear, the vision is always clear, and you can get a lot more done like that. So it's been cool, man. I've been liking it.
Nothing wrong with playing your role, Coach. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Golly. And that, but that goes back to these college coaches too. They think you can go and recruit a top 5 player and make him a role player. He's never been in that position before. He's going to take a superstar taking, 20 shots a night, and subject, now he's taking 7 to 8. He's never played like that before. So now
Exactly.
you got to lacking confidence. He's confused, so, like you say, man, it's crazy now in basketball how a lot of these college coaches think you can just make a role player overnight. Nah, man, you got to go out here and find role players to fit role player mode. So, we'll, like I say, I've enjoyed it.
So, Coach, before we let you get out of here, I just wanted to get one last take from you now. Another thing that college coaches are about to have to compete with is this G League money. High school players securing that bag right now. Good or bad, what's your thoughts on everything?
Well, man, I really don't know, B, because, I'm all for these kids getting jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that, man, being able to take care of their families. But I definitely, I'm a big believer in development, and taking those proper steps to get to where you're trying to go. So, these shortcuts, man, it's cool. I'm glad there's a different route a kid can take because there's some kids growing up different, B.
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking about bad. So for them to be able to, step into a position where they can, help the kids out and, help their families out, man, I'm all for it. But, I'm a big believer in, I wave that checkered flag, that nip flag every day, man. It's a marathon, and you got to take your steps. You got to go through the stages to get to where you're trying to go. So, and I think college helps out a lot with that, man. And you can just, tie it back into Jordan and some of the values he learned in college. His 3 years, man, it helped him out. It helped him a lot, So, it's gonna be tough on these colleges. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But I think they're gonna counter, with trying to get some of these kids to be able to, earn some money off their likeness and going to college, which that's huge too, and I think that's something that should have been implemented a long time ago.
Agreed.
But to be honest, B, I hope we get NCAA basketball and football 2K in behind this all.
Yeah.
Get back. And I'm happy either way.
If that's the result, I'm happy. If that's the result, all the chaos. I'm
right. But no, man.
You on PlayStation or you on Xbox though, Coach? That's the real question.
I'm on PS4, man. But to be honest, I used to be a game head, but now, man, I have to fight my son. Like I have to square up. Like, man, let me get on the game, man. Like.
Oh, man.
Let me get an hour.
Yeah, just an hour.
Just an hour. Let me get an hour, man. It's amazing. So, but yeah, man, it's definitely gonna be something I'm ready to see and how it all kind of shakes out moving forward as far as the G League and these NCAA players getting paid. And like I said, I think it's good, man, because again, we got to make sure that these kids are not feeling pressured and just desperate in times where they got to make some type of rash decision just because, they don't have the funds or the means to kind of just maintain out here. And a lot of these guys, man, they make those type of bad decisions because they never seen that type. It's like, I got to jump on it now. You're making these rash decisions and it end up costing them a lot in the long run. So, I just hope it's something to really help these kids out, put them at ease while they're in school. Just kind of knowing that the NBA is there, whenever they do decide to go. And but like I say, it's looking out for these kids, so I'm all for it.
Coach, appreciate you joining me, man. Let them know where they can follow you on social media and keep up with you guys' journey.
CP3 Basketball Academy. Follow us, man. We do a lot as far as in the Winston area, but we'll get out there and, we've been to Davie County, did some stuff in Mount Airy. So, surrounding areas, man, y'all look us up. Daily skills and drills every day, Sunday through Thursday, and we get it in, man. We get some good work. We teach these kids valuable life lessons that tie into basketball, and definitely something they should look out for. But thanks, B. I appreciate any platform I can get, man, to kind of let my voice be heard. And, I really appreciate you, everything you're doing for the city, man. And we appreciate it. No
hey, got to. And we'll have you on again, Coach, no doubt. Appreciate you again, man. Y'all stay safe.
For sure, man. You too.
All right, Coach.
Peace.
And as y'all can see, all the 30-somethings showing a lot of love for Jordan. Shout out to Coach Mike Russell, Coach Russell, for coming on, man. One of the most respected hoops heads around the triad, doing some great things, and really just doing it for the right reasons, man. Doing it for the culture, doing it for the kids. So you definitely love to see that, But I think that's pretty much a wrap from us. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all tuning in for another episode. I do have to say, man, y'all need to. If I keep hearing this debate between Jack Boy and NBA Youngboy, I'm gonna let you know straight up that Jack Boy album is doing on that 38 baby 2. I'm sorry, it's not even close, man. No disrespect to Youngboy, but y'all fellas y'all gotta listen up, man. Y'all gotta open your ears and stop just reading statuses on what people telling you what to like. Cause I'm telling you right now that Jack Boy ain't nothing to play with. We need to talk more artists, man. If y'all want to come on and debate, definitely get at me. We can talking all artists, all genres, and all news. So y'all stay safe, man, with this Rona going on. Stay out these streets. And make sure to subscribe for all the latest. That's a wrap for us. All the latest and the greatest, man. Live with Brandon Blakney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. You dig?